You're having twins, my girl.
Undiscovered countries. What do you wish to do, Hamnet?
I shall be one of Father's players.
Will you be prey? Hamnet unfolds as one of the most emotionally resonant and deeply human films of recent years, inviting audiences into a quiet yet profound journey through grief, love, and artistic legacy. Far from a typical period drama, it uses its historical setting as a backdrop for exploring universal themes that resonate with modern viewers. Rather than relying on dramatic spectacle, the story focuses on subtle emotion, layered character portrayals, and the way memory shapes both loss and creativity. It weaves a tapestry of ordinary lives caught between love and loss, inviting a slow, reflective engagement with each moment. The heart of the story is rooted in the life of a family living during a time when the world felt both vast and intimately small, where personal tragedy could echo through a community and beyond. At the center is the emotional core of the household, a couple united by love and artistic passion, whose lives are irrevocably changed by the illness and loss of their beloved child. This loss becomes the axis on which the narrative turns, not as a moment of shocking melodrama, but as a quietly devastating event that redefines every relationship in the family. The film treats grief not as a single overwhelming occurrence, but as a series of lingering moments, each carrying its own weight and echo. The performances throughout are rooted in expressive subtlety rather than grand gestures, allowing silence and unspoken emotion to carry as much narrative weight as dialogue. The actors convey the complexity of their inner worlds, longing, regret, devotion, and heartbreak, in ways that feel lived in and authentic. There is a gentleness in the way characters interact, a stillness to their movements and expressions that reflects the underlying emotional gravity of their experiences. It is in these quiet spaces between words that the film finds its power, plot-wise. The narrative moves with an almost lyrical pacing, revealing the rhythms of daily life in a small community shaped by work, faith, and personal bonds. There is no rush to reach dramatic peaks. Instead, the story unfolds like a conversation, allowing viewers to absorb the unfolding emotional arc and the texture of each scene. At its core, the film is less about external events and more about internal landscapes, how loss reshapes memory, how love persists even in absence, and how art can become a vessel for remembrance. The setting is richly detailed without being overwhelming. The textures of everyday objects, a well-worn table, a letter held too long in someone's hand, the glint of light on a distant horizon are captured with a painter's eye. These visual choices are paired with a contemplative use of sound, distant church bells, footsteps on a wooden floor, the rustle of leaves in a quiet moment. The combination creates an atmosphere that feels both grounded and transcendent, inviting viewers to inhabit the emotional space of the characters. Alongside them, central to the story is the couple whose artistic endeavors bind them together. Their creative partnership, full of shared ambition and mutual support, is presented with a tenderness that makes their moments of intimacy stand out. Watching them interact, create, and dream alongside one another establishes a deep sense of connection that makes the unfolding tragedy all the more poignant. Their love story, while not the sole focus of the film, forms a foundation upon which the emotional narrative builds. The child at the center of the family's world is presented with a quiet innocence that makes the impact of their loss feel palpable. The film avoids dramatizing this loss in sensational ways. Instead, it shows grief as an evolving force that changes the way time feels, slowing some days, rushing others, and lingering always like a distant echo. Family members respond in ways that feel deeply human and varied. Some retreat into silence, others seek connection, and some attempt to make sense of the unthinkable through reflection and remembrance. As the narrative unfolds, the couple's artistic pursuits become a lens through which they grapple with their grief. Their craft is portrayed not as escape, but as a means of making sense of the world, a way to hold on to what was lost while also acknowledging what remains. Scenes depicting them working, revising, and contemplating reflect a deeper conversation between life and creation. Art in this world is not separate from emotion. It is an expression of it, a bridge between the inner and outer experience. Cinematically, The film favors long, lingering shots that allow moments to breathe. Close-ups of faces reveal the subtle shifts in emotion that words might fail to express. There is a quiet rhythm to the editing that mirrors the ebb and flow of memory itself. Time in this story feels elastic. Some moments stretch with reverberating significance, while others pass with quiet inevitability. This approach allows the audience to engage intimately with the emotional rhythms of the characters. Inner lives, music, and sound design are used sparingly and with intention, heightening the emotional impact without overt manipulation. A simple motif may recur at key moments, tying scenes together thematically rather than melodramatically. Natural sounds, the wind through trees, distant calls of daily life, the hush of nighttime, are woven into the soundscape to create a sense of place that feels alive and breathing. This careful attention to auditory detail deepens immersion without overwhelming the visual narrative as the film reaches its emotional peaks. It does so through internal transformation rather than external upheaval. Moments of reflection, detailed through expressive gaze and unspoken longing, become more powerful than any dramatic confrontation. These moments invite audiences to sit with the emotional complexity of loss, how it lingers, how it changes perspective, and how it can ultimately shape a new understanding of connection and legacy. Conversations, both spoken and unspoken, carry emotional resonance. Characters speak not just with words, but with the weight of shared history and unarticulated pain. The film's dialogue is sparse, precise, and deeply felt. It trusts its audience to fill the spaces between with empathy and imagination. Emotional tension builds not through conflict, but through knowing silence and the subtle shift in expression as characters attempt to communicate what cannot be. Easily said. Fan anticipation for the film has been rooted in its reputation for emotional depth and artistic ambition. Many viewers have expressed curiosity about how the story translates into cinema, how a tale deeply rooted in introspection and historical nuance might resonate with contemporary audiences. Conversations often center on the film's meditation on love, loss, and the enduring power of memory, themes that transcend time and cultural context. Marketing for the film leans into its reflective tone, using visuals that evoke the stillness and depth of the story's emotional core. Posters and teasers emphasize mood over spectacle, inviting viewers into a space of quiet connection rather than frenetic excitement. The emphasis on character and feeling signals a cinematic experience, intended to be felt as much as watched. The narrative's exploration of grief does not seek to offer easy answers, but rather to honor the complexity of human emotion in all its varied shades. Scenes depicting moments of laughter alongside sorrow remind viewers that complexity is the essence of life, and that even in moments of loss, connection and beauty remain. This layered emotional texture gives the film its power. It reflects the way life continues. Even as pain lingers, character interactions are imbued with a sense of history, not just in the literal past of the narrative, but in the emotional history carried between them. A fleeting glance, a lingering touch, a moment of silence, these become carriers of meaning, creating an emotional tapestry that builds throughout the film. The story invites viewers to engage not just with images, but with the emotional reverberations they leave behind. As audiences experience the film, its subtle exploration of memory and love is likely to linger. The way it captures the quiet persistence of emotional presence in everyday gestures, in remembered laughter, in the lingering weight of silence, creates an experience that feels both intimate and universal. It does not offer spectacle, but it offers something equally powerful, a reflection on what it means to love, to lose and to continue. Ultimately, Hamnet stands as a testament to the emotional power of cinema, not by overwhelming with external conflict, but by inviting reflection on the inner landscapes of the heart. Through its thoughtful storytelling, expressive performances, and evocative sensory world, it offers an immersive and deeply moving experience. It encourages audiences to sit with the emotional complexity of life's most profound experiences and to recognize the enduring echoes of love that remain even after loss has reshaped the world.